Hi, I am Paul Chartier. This is Heart of Gold. Thanks for tuning in. A great friend of mine, Eric Geary from Lexington Leadership Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
I know what you all do, and I know about your team. I've grown up with a lot of the guys that you work with. Tell the people what Lexington Leadership does.
Sure. Lexington Leadership Foundation is a faith-based organization here in Fayette County, and we try to connect, unify, and mobilize the body of Christ, people of faith, and people of goodwill to tackle the tough issues of the city.
How long has your organization been around?
Been going since 1999. It was started by Dr. John Withers here in Lexington, who I know you know. But prior to that, it's actually an international movement. It was started in Pittsburgh 50 years ago. So there are 72 different leadership foundations around the world.
I had no idea.
Yeah, everywhere from Delhi to Dallas, from Pretoria to Pittsburgh. So,
and what lit that fuse in John to say, I want this to come to Lexington?
Well, John was a pastor of a small church in a pretty distressed neighborhood, a poor neighborhood. And he realized that the church, in and of itself, that local congregation, didn't have the assets necessary to really meet the needs of his neighbors. And so he thought that if we could connect different assets from different places, from government, from business, from other congregations, from other nonprofit agencies, that he might be able to pull in enough assets to really make an impact on that neighborhood, and it worked.
Eric, are you a conduit gathering these resources, springboarding them to make an impact? How does that work?
We are. We're like an intermediary. So we connect congregations to congregations. We connect people of passion to people of passion. It's amazing how many times I'll get in a conversation with a businessman and he'll say, you know what I'm really passionate about is urban youth. I mean, our kids are really in a tough place right now in Lexington. And I'll say something like, yeah, you know, I know some other people that are passionate about that. And so we connect people of passion, we connect resources, and we connect the networks that people are involved in to try to make a bigger impact collectively.
You've been in Lexington how long?
The 9 years that I've been at the Leadership Foundation, yeah.
It's an amazing place.
It is.
And it becomes more evident as each day passes. It's a very giving community, very caring community. When you've got needs, explain the needs, how they come to you, and then how you get the resources to address the needs.
Yeah, it's an interesting process, and so we follow 3 Ps. The first is the person. So normally we identify a person, and then the plan that they want to execute that will meet the need, and then provision. And so it's normal for us to really be introduced to people of passion that want to meet the need. An example of that is Steve Poston, who runs the New Life Day Center downtown. Steve was passionate about homelessness. And so he came to the Leadership Foundation and expressed his passion. And we said, okay, we know the guy who's passionate about it. Who else is passionate about it? And we started trying to bring convergence around his passion. The next thing we did was we went to 3 separate cities to benchmark successful day center programs with Steve. So we helped him do some research and development. And then the third thing was we raised some money for Steve. All those things came under our banner for 1 year at the Leadership Foundation. And then it rolled out and became its own very successful nonprofit that's meeting the needs of a lot of the broken and the poor in our city.
That is amazing that you can start with a block of clay, mold it into this form that affects in a great way our city.
We've seen it done in urban youth really well over time. So the kind of the heart of who we are, because we're connectors, if you can find something that people can agree on and be passionate about, we can bring those folks together. And of course, when you start talking about kids and the kids in our city, people will rally toward that.
Absolutely.
So we've had success really in developing, and it's kind of our core operations really, urban youth ministry programs around the city.
You're not yet a huge name in Lexington.
Right.
You're an effective name, but you don't have that name recognition yet. For the people watching, what are the hurdles that you want to overcome, and maybe let these folks know of how they can get involved and make your organization even better?
Yeah, that's a great question. We actually talk about that at our board level often, is what is our what is our profile in the city. And we would like everybody to know that our profile is intended to be low on purpose, is that the operations that happen underneath the banner of the Leadership Foundation, we actually lift up higher than the name of the Leadership Foundation. So a lot of people will know that we run AMACHI, which is a mentoring program, you know about it, for children of prisoners. A lot of people probably know the name Fayette County Fatherhood Initiative, which is run by David Cozart on our team, which I know you know and is a friend of yours. And a lot of people know about Urban Impact because it has 7 after-school programs around the city, but they don't hear the name of the Leadership Foundation. A little bit of that is purposeful because we really think that we're better served behind the scenes acting as the intermediary rather than sticking our name on everything. But what I would want people to know is that we're a great entity to incubate new projects. We have a pretty good skill set now as almost like ministry entrepreneurs, faith-based entrepreneurs. We have a good back office that can help support people's passion. We have good systems in place, and so we're really a good incubator. So if somebody in the city has a heart for something, we'll connect you to other people who have a heart for that, and or we'll come alongside you and help you tackle that issue.
Then give your website so people can look up what you do, what they might have, and plug in.
Our website is LEXLF, L-E-X-L-F, as in leadershipfoundation.org, and our phone number is 277-3087. And you can feel free to call us at any time. Love to share more information with you about it.
You mentioned 3 organizations that I'm familiar with, AMACHI and the others. How many kids do you serve annually? Any idea?
Kids and families, we collect our 3 urban youth ministries and our fatherhood initiative together, and it's a little over 2,000 a year.
2,000, I don't want to say at risk.
Yeah.
But under the radar, maybe good thing, you're not helping them because great things are happening to them. There's something going on that's not smooth.
Right.
And you're stepping in to make it smooth, to make it better. You take these 2,000 people, families, children, scatter them around to the people they impact every day, and because of your injection of goodness, look at the impact you're having in Lexington for years to come.
Well, we believe so. We really believe serving the next generation is the best thing we can do for our city, is raising up leaders in their neighborhoods. One of the things that I think we're most proud of, quite honestly, is not just the number of kids we serve, but the number of active volunteers we have a week.
And you know what is leading right into what I want to talk about? How can people volunteer? What skills do they need to volunteer for
Absolutely.
you?
We've got tons of positions available. One, if you like to hang out with kids and be a buddy, we need mentors, and especially we need male mentors. We always have a list of about 50 boys who are on a waiting list to receive a mentor.
So Eric, someone's watching, they want to get involved in something. It may be a young single guy, a couple that they don't have kids, they want to give back in some way. What's the time commitment? What's the training? What's the background check that you do?
Yeah, for AMACHI, it's the most serious background check. We do a national background check. We do a sexual offender registry check. We really dig in because that's somebody who's spending time one-on-one out with a young person for an hour a week for a year. And the orientation is pretty smooth. It was developed by the University of Kentucky, and we lead it in-house. We also have periodic trainings to go along so you're equipped to do what you've volunteered to do in AMACHI. For reading, it's a little more casual of an interface with children. We have 7 different reading sites called Read to Succeed at 7 different congregations in very distressed neighborhoods. There'll be 10 or 12 kids at each of those sites, and we need somebody who loves to read to come by and spend an hour in reading. But it's a little less of a commitment than the AMACHI commitment. We have basketball coaches we need in the summer for our sports camps. We have an arts camp for kids and for teenagers in the summer. So if you love arts, you can get involved there. We really, the options are kind of limitless with our children youth programming.
2,000 children and families. How many volunteers do you have?
We have 250 or so volunteers active every week.
And you could always use more?
We can always use more. We have a small staff. There are 11 of us on our team, so we feel like we're leveraging our work by engaging volunteerism.
You do really keep things low key with your visibility, but you make such a great impact, and maybe because people don't know you, they don't know how to donate, give, make contributions, let them know what they can do for you.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate that. We are constantly, as any nonprofit, trying to seek funding. We've been very fortunate this year on a new partnership with the city for a grant. Very thankful to LFUCG, very thankful to the Kentucky Bar Foundation for supporting our work. But really, we are driven by folks offering donation to our work. And so anybody who visits our website, you can click the Donate Now button. We have that pretty easily accessible for you. Or you can call us, and better for us would be able to have a conversation with you to really learn what you're passionate about, because we want to get you engaged in what you're passionate about, whether it's donating to us or what we do. If we can connect you to another organization and that opens up your heart and your wallet for someone else, that's just as much of a success for us.
As we give the website, I can promise anybody that's sitting watching this, if they donate an hour a week, they will get more out of this, of enriching their own lives, than they will for the people they're serving.
There's absolutely no doubt. So please, again, if somebody would like to learn more about us, go to lexlf.org.
The new Streamline Eric Gary, the now runner, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
You and your team, thank them on behalf of me and the city for all the great things that you do.
I will.
For this generation and down the road. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Paul Chartier. We'll be right back on Heart of Gold.